What's up YouTube? Crafting Cars here, happy Friday. Now in today's video, I'm finishing up piecing together the front end on this Turbo B16 swap Civic, using all those sweet parts you see right there. But before I go into detail on that, I've got some quick words from our unofficial sponsor, Pothole Pizza, and their latest and greatest flavor, Meat Sweats. Now, if you're anything like me, after you come home from a long day at work, or even a long day at working on your dang car, the last thing you want to do is cook yourself up a meal. That's where Pothole Pizza comes into play. Pick these bad boys up at Quick Trip for $6.99, peel off the wrapper, preheat your oven to 425 degrees, throw that pig in there, and around 22 minutes later, you got yourself a delicious pizza. All right, so while we're waiting on that pizza, let's go over some details on these parts. So this is a CSF Universal Drag Racing Radiator. You'll see it's pretty small, but super thick. This has got to be like 5 times the OEM thickness. And you've got an airtight sealed Spall electric fan on there. And it comes with either push-on fittings or these -16AN fittings, depending on what your setup is. This is a CXracing front mount intercooler that's backdoor style, meaning the outlet and inlet are coming straight off the back, which goes straight into your engine bay, which is ideal for really fast spool times. And this is actually made for an FC RX-7. It just happens to work out perfectly with the dimensions of my build here, so that's super sweet. Hopefully after I get both of these mounted up, my front bumper will fit. And this is a Airwalker Japan front bumper with a Type R style front grille. Now I'm super excited to get these parts thrown on the Civic today because it's gonna be looking a little less like a project and a little bit more like an actual car. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna be throwing on the CSF radiator. Now you can see, super helpful. It's got these mounting holes on the bottom. And I already went ahead and slotted out some holes on the bottom of my radiator support. So all I gotta do is place this in there, and it's basically a friction fit, and run these bolts up from the bottom. Now how freaking easy is that? It fits pretty dang good in there. I just had to do a little bit of trimming on the lower radiator support here. But yeah, I just got the 2 bolts running up through here, as you can see. And then on some of the pieces that I cut up here, I've got some rubber just to protect the aluminum so it doesn't wear through. But yeah, she's solid. And my favorite part about it is actually when you're looking down in the engine bay, you can't even see it. So it's like a tucked radiator setup. And it also, because of that, it stays pretty far away from the turbo and the exhaust and everything like that. So that should help with coolant temps. All right, so now we can move on to the intercooler. And you'll notice I've got these tabs welded on here on both sides. And that's gonna allow me to mount it up to these holes right here. And then it's also got these threaded little inserts here on the bottom, just kind of like the Radiator had. And it came with hardware and everything, so I'll be threading it like that, using these tabs right here. All right, so check that out. We got the intercooler mounted up. As you can see, just using that bolt there, and then the 2 down below there. And the thing is super sturdy. And you can see from the turbo to the intercooler, I'm only using 1 coupler. which is super slick. And then I just got to run a little bit more piping here, and intercooler will be fully installed. All right, now here goes the moment I know you've all been waiting for. We're gonna throw on this front bumper. And holy crap, it fits. So right now I just have the bumper held on with these little quick release rubber bands on both sides. And then I'm using these plastic OEM push rivets to hold everything else in place. But yeah, it doesn't get in the way of the intercooler or the radiator or anything like that. It all just kind of butts up perfectly. And yeah, let me close the hood quick. So honestly, I couldn't really be happier with how everything fit together. Although it looked super easy in the video, like everything bolted up first try, I can promise you there was a lot of mocking up happening in the past couple weeks to get everything to fit perfectly like this. But I still have to run the coolant lines from those fittings there to like my outlet fittings there, and then finish up the intercooler piping. But I'll do that in the coming video. I'll probably just make a video wrapping everything up because we're getting super close. Within the next couple weeks here, I'll probably be starting this thing up. All right, so that's where I'm gonna wrap up the video today. Super excited about all the progress we made. I've got some pretty important parts like those right there and a couple other things coming in this next week here, which are gonna get me, you know, steps and steps closer to turning that key for the first time. So I'm super stoked about that. So yeah, now it's probably as good a time as any to ring that notification bell. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, leave a like on the video if it helped you out. I'll try to leave all the part numbers I used down in the description today, since they're kind of big key items here. And yeah, I'll see you on Tuesday.